If you've ever left a meeting and immediately started replaying everything you said, what you could have said better, how it sounded, how people perceived you, and it just loops in your head, that's not overthinking. It's your nervous system trying to regain control. Because what's happening after you speak is just as important as what happens during the meeting. And if you don't understand this part, you don't just lose peace of mind. You start losing clarity, confidence, and credibility over time. And if we haven't met, I'm Anya. I help high-performing women stop overthinking and shutting down under pressure so they can actually show up the way they know they're capable of. Let's walk through this. You're speaking in a meeting. Maybe you shared an idea or gave feedback or asked a question. And at the time, it felt fine. But the second the meeting ends, your brain goes into review mode. You start thinking, did that make sense? Why did I say it like that? I should have explained that better. Or what do they think of me now? And now, instead of moving on, you're stuck in a loop, replaying, analyzing, and second guessing. And this matters more than people realize because it doesn't just stay in your head. It impacts how you show up in your next conversation, how quickly you make decisions, and how much you trust yourself. So here's what's actually happening. When you speak in high stakes environment, your nervous system registers it as a social risk. Being seen, being evaluated, being judged. And once that moment is over, your system tries to close the loop. It's scanning for, was I safe? Did that go well? Do I need to adjust for next time? And for high-performing women, this often turns into overthinking. Not because you're unsure of yourself, but because your system hasn't fully come out of that activated state. So how do you stop the loop? You don't try to think more positively. You close the loop physically, not mentally. Here's how. Step 1. Name the moment. Right after the meeting ends, say to yourself, that moment is complete. Simple, but powerful. Step 2, reset your body. Instead of replaying it, do something that brings you out of your head. Stand up and move, take a slow breath, drop your shoulders, shake out any tension, because you're telling your system there's no more threat here. Step 3, replace the loop with one decision. So instead of 20 thoughts, ask, is there anything I actually need to do differently next time? If yes, note it. If no, let it go. That's it. When this shifts, you don't carry meetings with you for the rest of the day. You move on faster. You stay clear in your next conversation. You trust yourself more because you're not constantly second guessing everything you're saying. And that is what builds real confidence. So if this is something that you deal with regularly, this isn't random. There's a specific pattern behind it, and you can start changing it in real time. I have a short quiz that'll show you exactly that. Start there. You don't need to analyze yourself more. You need a system that knows when it's safe to move on.